The fire alarm incident. The blaring wail of a fire alarm sliced through the calm of the Harmony Wellness Center at precisely 3:15 p.m. on a crisp Wednesday in October. It wasn't just a false alarm, it was a deliberate act of cruelty that would unravel a family's fragile hope and expose a woman's calculated malice. My name is Sheriff Daniel Harper, a 25-year veteran of Oak Ridge County, and nothing in my career of facing down criminals prepared me for the day a self-appointed neighborhood tyrant targeted my autistic daughter, Lily, in a way that would change our lives forever. 6 months earlier, Lily and I moved to Crestwood Pines, a gated community in suburban Ohio that promised serene living and family-friendly values. The brochures painted a picture of kids biking on quiet streets, neighbors hosting potlucks, and pristine lawns under ancient oaks. It seemed the perfect place to rebuild after the devastating loss of my wife, Emily, in a car crash 2 years prior. Lily, my 9-year-old with severe autism and anxiety, had been through more than any child should endure. The world was too loud, too chaotic for her sensitive soul. Simple things, car horns, scratchy clothes, or sudden changes could trigger hours-long meltdowns. After Emily's death, Lily stopped speaking for months, her grief locking her in a silent prison. I was desperate to give her stability, and Crestwood Pines looked like our sanctuary. Lily's lifeline was her therapy at Harmony Wellness, a center just a short walk from our new home. Her therapist, Dr. Laura Bennett, was a godsend, using innovative techniques to help Lily speak again. After months, Lily whispered, "Mommy gone," her first words since the accident. Those words were a flicker of hope in our darkness. The center's proximity was a blessing. Lily hated car rides, their vibrations sending her into distress. Our daily walks, counting mailboxes and stepping over sidewalk cracks, became her anchor. But trouble brewed in the form of Patricia Conway, a 55-year-old realtor and self-proclaimed president of the Crestwood Pines HOA. Patricia was obsessed with control, measuring hedges to the inch and reporting neighbors for minor infractions like leaving a bike out overnight. From the moment we arrived, she saw Lily as a blemish on her perfect community. She knocked on our door, complaining that Lily's hand flapping in our backyard disturbed the aesthetic. When I explained it was a coping mechanism for her autism, Patricia's smile was icy. Maybe she'd be better off somewhere less public, she said. Her harassment escalated. She filed complaints about Lily's service dog, Max, a golden retriever trained to calm her during meltdowns, claiming he violated HOA rules despite his legal protections. She cornered me at the grocery store, suggesting Lily belonged in a facility for kids like her. But Patricia's obsession turned dangerous when she fixated on Harmony Wellness, believing it attracted undesirables that lowered property values. She spent weeks researching zoning laws, photographing cars in the center's lot, and harassing staff with demands for patient names. When her official complaints failed, she took matters into her own hands. That October afternoon, Lily was having a breakthrough session. She completed a puzzle, named emotions with flashcards, and spoke about her favorite book without terse miracle after months of work. I watched through the observation window, my heart swelling with pride. Then I saw Patricia's black SUV screech into the lot. My stomach sank as she stormed inside, clutching a folder of evidence and shouting at the receptionist, Mrs. Clara Evans. "This place is a disgrace to our community," she yelled, demanding the center shut down. Clara, a kind retiree, calmly explained the center's licenses, but Patricia's rage only grew. "These defective kids don't belong here," she screamed, her words cutting through the soundproof walls. Lily began to unravel. Her hands flapped frantically, her breathing shallow. Dr. Bennett tried to soothe her with a weighted blanket, but Patricia's voice was a battering ram. When Clara asked her to lower her voice, Patricia sneered, "I don't care about your fake therapy. This place is a blight." Then, in a chilling act, she smashed the fire alarm's glass cover and yanked the lever, unleashing a deafening siren and flashing strobes. The effect on Lily was catastrophic. She collapsed, screaming, her hands clamped over her ears. Her body shook as she banged her head on the floor, lost in a sensory nightmare. I rushed to the lobby, shouting, "Stop it! You're hurting my daughter." Patricia turned, her eyes gleaming with satisfaction. "Maybe now you'll leave," she said coldly. "You and your broken child don't belong here." Firefighters and police arrived within minutes, silencing the alarm. Paramedics sedated Lily, who was unresponsive, her eyes vacant. As I held her trembling hand, rage and helplessness consumed me. But as sheriff, I knew justice required evidence. The center's cameras had captured everything: Patricia's threats, her deliberate act, her cruel words. When I identified myself to the officers, their demeanor shifted. "This is no accident, Sheriff Harper," Officer Ryan said. "We've got witnesses and video. This is harassment, endangerment, and possibly a hate crime." Patricia was cuffed, still ranting about her rights as a respectable citizen. Her face paled when she learned I was the sheriff. The investigation revealed her months-long campaign. 14 calls to the center, false reports to city agencies, and files on autism triggers, with notes like "loud noises cause panic" and "sensory overload for maximum impact." She'd planned to break Lily. Lily didn't speak for weeks, retreating to her room, haunted by nightmares. Therapy costs soared, but the emotional toll was worse. Dr. Bennett warned that rebuilding Lily's trust would take years. Meanwhile, the community rallied. Businesses raised funds for Lily's care, the mayor condemned Patricia, and Lily's classmates made cards, welcoming her back to school with a rainbow-decorated classroom. At trial, Patricia's arrogance sealed her fate. She called Lily's reaction overdramatic and autism a burden on normal people. Her lawyer winced as she dug her own grave. The jury convicted her of reckless endangerment, false reporting, and a hate crime. She was sentenced to 3 years in prison and ordered to pay restitution for Lily's medical bills. As she was led away, her defiance crumbled into sobs. Lily's recovery is slow, but she's speaking again, her smile returning. Harmony Wellness upgraded its security, ensuring a haven for kids like her. Crestwood Pines elected a new HOA board, one that values inclusion. For me, this wasn't just a case, it was a fight for my daughter's right to exist. What do you think about Patricia's actions? Should harsher laws protect vulnerable kids from such cruelty? Share your thoughts below. Let's discuss justice, compassion, and how we confront malice in our communities.